Welcome back to my garden. It's day 13 of Vlogmas and I went to our local street market at the weekend and bought myself some ilex berries. These are holly berries. There's no leaves there, just bare brown stems and red berries. That's because it comes from the deciduous variety of holly, which drops its leaves during the winter time. I thought they would look really stylish in my thrifted thermos flask. And if you want to find out about my thrifting adventures, do check out the playlist for my Thrift Hauls, which have always got a flower arranging twist. I've got my red enamel pot, which I think I've shown you before during Vlogmas, and another thrifted find. This jug came from a car boot sale in the summertime. I thought today I would show you how to make 3 really simple flower arrangements, and I'm going to group them together on this tray for maximum impact. So first of all, lid off the old coffee pot, and you might remember these fake florals. I had these in my teapot when I showed you the 5 easy DIY decor ideas for the kitchen, and they didn't sit in the teapot properly. I think probably the stems were too long and the body of the teapot was too short. So I'm going to, easy as pie, put them down into my pot, and they sit, I think, much better like that. And of course I could always add in fresh greenery to that as well, perhaps even some of my fake berries, but that is a really, let's keep saying really over and over again, a really easy way to make a flower arrangement. And I've just discovered that the front of this pot looks like I've been splashing candle wax all over it, but I think that probably just adds to the used and worn look to it. Next up, I am going to take my scissors out of the pot and use this pretty white pot, which has got a motif of stars around it and some holly and some mistletoe as well. So I have picked some ivy out of my garden. So if you've got a garden or you've got a favourite dog walk, you will probably find this buried ivy, buried in the sense that it has these berries on it, and really readily available. Just take your scissors with you and a few snips and you've got yourself a lovely seasonal bunch of flowers. Just one word of warning though, that these will probably dry off in the house, so you may have berries scattered around the place. Not a good idea if you've got young children or pets that like eating things. So what I'm going to do here is bundle them together in my hand, and I'm taking off all the lower leaves, giving me a clean stem, and that's what us florists like to put in our vases. There's no leaves going to be in the water inside my vase. If you do have leaves inside your vase, the risk is that they start to rot off in the water, and that shortens the life of all your flowers. So here I've got a stem with no berries on it. I'm going to cut that off. I want everything, it might have got the greenery for free, but I want everything to look really good. So I'm grouping that together in my hand. This one I think probably is a little bit big, so I might split that up a little, pull the leaves off. And so I've got something nice and pleasing. So the ivy, the heads are quite heavy, so they do naturally sort of tumble out of your container. And if you find that they tumble out too much to the extent they're falling out, you could always tie an elastic band around that. It just keeps everything together. So I'm going to recut the stem ends. Well, not just yet. First of all, these are fresh flowers or fresh greenery, so they're going to need some water. So I have got some cold water from the tap in my thermos flask, so I will pour that into the jar. I'm saving the rest for my ivy berries. And I thought, why don't I glam everything up a little bit? And what I'm going to do is use some leaf shine. So use this in a well-ventilated area. You'll probably find this in your local garden centre or online. And if I give it a quick glitz over, it just brings out the glossiness in all those leaves. And then I thought, if we're adding gloss, why don't we add a little bit of decorative glitter? So I've got some red glitter here, and with the glossiness of the leaves, I've just sprayed on it. It will just sort of act like a little bit of glue, so I can just give a hint of a tint of Christmas glitter. And then I can collect the rest of the glitter back and put that back in the tin for another time. I'm not sure whether the camera will pick that up, but there is just a tiny hint of glitter. Then I'm going to go back through and recut the stem ends, making a fresh cut so it'll be easier for the plant material to take up water, and then they will last longer. through to each of the stems and then dropping them down into the vase and just letting them splay out naturally. And if you do feel they're falling out a little bit, tying with an elastic band is a really handy trick. And then onto the amazing ilex berries. So this bundle cost me £5, so it should last for quite a long time. Very well wrapped up. Cut away the cellophane wrap. And there they are, absolutely beautiful berries. And for these, I've got my secateurs. So what I will do is, just for size, see how, I think that does look quite good. So I think the length is about right. So I will just recut the stem ends using my secateurs. Nice, sharp, straight cut. Waggle them apart. There's some casualties here, so I will clip those off, the bits that are already hanging loose, and then slice the stem ends. But these are quite heavy, so if you are going to use these at home, you will need to make sure you've got quite a tall vase and something that will hold them quite steady. And the art of flower arranging, well, there is no art in this case. I'm just cutting, plonking, and letting them fall where they fall. And there we have it, a trio of flower arrangements, which I'm going to put in my kitchen just to bring a little bit of the outdoors in. That's all from me for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow.